So we should be a little bit more enthused about month end, right? That's why I wanted to come here at the end of the month, because it's like, guys, at the end of the day, like, if you're excited month end, your customers are gonna be excited month end. And they're gonna understand that there's an opportunity, and they're gonna be like, oh damn, I wanna take advantage of this opportunity. Right, does that make sense? Yeah. So let me ask you guys one more time, okay? How are you guys feeling today? Good. There you go, that was better. Okay, super quick, okay? I wanna tell you guys who I am, because you're kinda like, hey, why am I even gonna listen to this guy, right? So first of all, I'm from Canada. I grew up in Calgary, Alberta. I actually got into the automotive industry in 2016. I started in a Nissan dealership, which is ironic enough, okay? And I remember I didn't have any sales background or nothing, okay? But one thing I did have was I had a good attitude and I was excited. What's happening, my man? Good to see you. You want some coffee?
I would,
Yeah, get it. So I came into the dealership, I was excited for an opportunity. Just like Isaiah, you just got a brand new position, you're in a really good position right now, now you're in a high income opportunity, right? So my third month in car sales, just because I came in, I was enthusiastic and I freaking worked my tail off, I had a commission check for $23,000. This was back in 2016. I didn't even make that kind of money in a month, legitimately. So I'm just sharing that because you guys got to think about it. Some of you guys, like, I know some of you guys have made checks like that, but you can actually do that on a consistent basis. And I didn't even know what I was doing, right? Eventually I got into a Hyundai dealership. I was the top Hyundai rep in Canada for like 4 years, moved into management. I managed the store for about 3 years, and eventually ended up coming down here and working for the Elliott Group, being the first Canadian rep. That's when I came down and actually met Eddie. So I have a lot of experience in automotive, and I used to train our teams up there, and the automotive industry changed my life, legitimately. Because I went from working security and going to school to all of a sudden I'm making 15, 20 grand a month, right? So I didn't go back to school. So I'm just sharing that because, like, if some of you guys, maybe right now, like, you're not where you want to be, like, you can make that shift and you can get there. You can get exactly what you guys want out of this business, because it's a very good business. But I want to share a couple things before I go into a little bit of training, okay? Because I want you guys to know a little bit about me. So the thing that was driving me the most, and I just want you guys to just think about this today, like, especially because it's month end, right? I know you guys probably you always hear this kind of stuff, right? It's like, why? Like, why? What's really driving me? Why do I come to work? Why am I so excited? Like, why, right? Well, back in 2012, okay, I was 20, and my mom got sick. She had pulmonary hypertension and pulmonary fibrosis. So that's a scarring on the lungs. So you start to lose your lung function. And my dad moved out at the same time. And so what happened was, all of a sudden at 20 years old, I had to be the man. And I had to take care of my family. So I started working 7 days a week, construction, working as a bouncer at a nightclub on weekends, and just doing everything I could to take care of my family and take care of my mom, right? Somehow, a couple years later, 2015, after praying to God, all of a sudden we got a call that she's got a donor for a double lung transplant. So we packed up all our stuff and we drove about 3 hours, and we waited and we prayed, and all of a sudden I walk into the room and I can see my mom again, and she's good, she can breathe. She got a double lung transplant. Just think about that for a second, right? And I was a young man at the time. And all of a sudden, I had this stronger reason why that was really pushing me. And then I saw her recover, and I saw, like, what kind of mental fortitude and courage and strength that she had to just push through that. And 6.5 years later, she passed away, unfortunately. God rest her soul. But I got 6.5 years with her. And I learned a lot of valuable lessons. And I want to share some of those lessons with you guys, because maybe some of you guys, like, haven't had a lot of adversity in your life, right? I don't know, maybe some of you have, right? I know Travis was just sharing something about his mom. So like, I get it, right? We all have different stories. But like, I want to share that story with you guys because like, if you don't have any adversity in your life, well, sometimes you got to manufacture some adversity and you got to be challenged. You got to push yourself because if you don't do that, you're never going to know what you're really made out of. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys have been through some shit in your life. And there's one thing that I want to remind you guys of. Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. So whatever character you already have in you, once you start going through these challenges, you're going to see what you're really made out of. And maybe right now, some of you guys are way behind on the board and you're in your head and you're not feeling good about it. But I'm here to remind you guys today that if you walk with authority and you have the right identity, you guys can absolutely crush the end of the month. And I'm talking from somebody from experience. I would take 2 weeks off, come into the dealership, be way behind on the board, and because I came in with the right energy and the right frequency and the right attitude, all of a sudden I'm top of the board, 25 units in 2 weeks. Look, boom. Everybody's like, oh man, we can't beat Denny. We can't beat Denny. Now, why though? Why? This is where we're wondering, like, why? How is this guy doing this? Why is he always winning? Well, there's a couple things, okay? I don't know if you guys write notes when you're in meetings, but back when I used to run my sales team, it was like, it's imperative to be writing notes while you guys are in a meeting. Why? Well, because you're gonna retain the information, right? Maybe there's a couple nuggets that you guys get today that completely changes everything for you. Not just in sales, but in life, right? You never know, because this is not just about sales, right? This is about how you operate on a daily basis. And like, I'm sure you guys have seen how fired up Eddie has been, right? How fired up has he been? Somebody he's hype, right?
Eddie gets hype.
But that's real though, right? That's authenticity. And like this is something that I want to teach you guys on today. But before we do that, I do want to do a little exercise with you guys. Okay? That's a little bit uncomfortable, but I need you guys to stand up. So just stand up for me, okay? Let's get some of you guys have probably been athletes, right? Who here has played a sport or played on a sport or anything like that? Raise your hand. Quite a few people. Who here is competitive? Let me ask you that. Okay, most people. I like it. So I want you guys to just think about this for a second. I want you guys to think about, actually, let me ask you this also. Who here is watching FIFA or was watching the NBA Finals or anything like that? Yeah? Let me ask you this. Were you cheering loud for your team? Honestly. You guys were fired up, right? How excited were you? Some of you guys probably have kids. How excited do you get when your kids are playing sports? You're going crazy, right? Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go, right? But I want to challenge you guys and ask you a question. When's the last time you got that excited about your own life? Think about it. When's the last time you brought that same level of enthusiasm, that same excitement to your own life? Yeah, it's probably been a while for some of you guys, right? But I'm sharing that as a perspective, right? Because that's all it is. It's a perspective. So the way that you guys would cheer for your kids or for some team that you want to win, that you're not even a part of their team, guys, you're part of the #1 Nissan dealership in the nation, okay? The #1. I want to remind you guys of that. And I want to ingrain this into your guys' head. The #1 Nissan dealership in the nation. I want you guys to say it, okay? We're the #1 Nissan dealership in the nation. Say it.
We're the #1 Nissan dealership in the nation.
100%. Say it again with a little bit more enthusiasm. We're the #1 Nissan dealership in the nation. This is part of it, is what I'm teaching you guys. This is your identity. Right? This is your identity. The reason why, hey, what's happening, bro?
How are you?
Hey, good to see you, man. Good to meet you. The reason why I want to teach on this is because the only reason I was so successful in the automotive industry when I started was because I had the right identity. I had the right identity as soon as I came in. I said, hey, I'm the number one salesperson. I said, I'm the number one salesperson. I was already visualizing. If you think all that stuff is BS, it's not. I'm telling you right now, from my own experience. But you guys got to start having a shift in your own identity and start believing in yourself more. And this is not just hype. You guys see it in Eddie. Eddie's an example of it, guys, right? Because he's bringing that energy and that frequency, guess what? The clients feel it. You know what's crazy when that happens? When you start operating at this frequency, clients just start falling in your lap. Who here wants clients to just fall in their lap and just buy cars? Every single one of you. If you didn't raise your hand, it's just because you're lazy and you just don't feel like raising your hand. But that's the reality, right? Like you got to have the right attitude when you're coming into this. Okay, so now I'm going to challenge you guys on this. This is going to be uncomfortable because we're going to bring a little bit of energy. So I'm going to say a couple things, and I just want you guys to repeat after me, okay? Because we're all in sales, right? Sales is a part of life. What is sales anyways? It's the art of communication, right? That's all it is. What are you guys doing? You're communicating with people. You're persuading them in a way and influencing them to make a decision. That's it, right? So you got to be somebody who's influential. And if you don't have any energy in your dead body, that's never going to happen, right? And I know you guys might have seen a couple videos of Andy. You're like, oh man, it kind of sounds like Andy. I was operating like this even before I met Andy, to be honest with you. And he just attracted me. And I drove 24 hours from Canada to come down here. Okay? So we're going to go through this. It'll be super quick. It won't be long. I want you guys to repeat after me. Okay? But you got to say it with your chest. Remember what I said. When you guys are cheering for the NBA championship and you guys are yelling and going crazy, bring that same kind of an energy, okay? Say, I'm an elite sales warrior.
I'm an elite sales warrior.
There you go. I am relentless.
I am relentless.
I am confident.
I am confident.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined.
I am committed.
I am committed.
I am consistent.
I am consistent.
All right, that's cool. Okay, sit down. I just wanted to get you guys' blood flowing a little bit. And I know it's super uncomfortable for some of you guys. But let me ask you this.
Try.
Yeah. Yo.
Good job, so.
Hey, good job.
I beat 2 head and neck cancers 7 years ago.
You're a champion.
And my mom died of cancer in my arms.
God rest her soul.
I beat the reverse.
God rest her soul.
So sorry if I don't.
No, there's no need to apologize, brother. I appreciate you sharing that. And that's why you resonate with my story, right? Because I lost my mom too. And she took her last breath. It's a pain nobody will ever know. I was holding her hand when she took her last breath.
So was I.
God rest her soul. So, but this is what I'm talking about. Okay, first of all, let me ask you guys, how do you guys feel?
Good.
You feel better? Right? You feel better? But there's a reason why people teach on this kind of stuff, guys. It's not just some hype. Like, think about Tony Robbins. Do you guys know who Tony Robbins is? Okay? He's like the #1 coach, #1 transformation coach in the world. Is there a reason why? And he's a multi-billionaire. He has so many different companies. So if all you guys are thinking about like is worldly things, then think about it like that. If you want to listen to somebody, it's like, okay, well, how do I start operating like that? Because like, here's another thing with identity. I wanted to ask you guys this. Who here wants to be the top salesperson? Are you in sales? Raise your hand. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you another question. Who here is the top salesperson? Okay. That was a trick question. Because this is what I'm talking about. This is identity. Because if you raised your hand saying you want to be the top salesperson, but you didn't raise your hand when I asked, hey, who's the top salesperson, then you don't believe you're the top salesperson. Does that make sense? So this is about you believing in yourself and believing what's possible. Look, we all have different ways of communicating. Some of us talk a certain way. They don't have as much energy. I get it. I'm loud. It's different, right? But some of you guys have certain things that people will resonate with when they come into the dealership, where they're not going to want to talk to me. I got too much energy. Maybe they want to talk to somebody else, right? So you got to tap into what you guys are good at, not what other people are good at. But one thing I can tell you for sure from my own experience of selling thousands and thousands of cars and training thousands of car salespeople is energy sales. Would you guys agree? Yeah. When people feel good, like this is what I'm saying, guys, it's month end, right? It's month end. We can finish strong, right? You guys, like I said before, make your month in 3 days. In 3 days, make your month. Every person that comes into that showroom, what's the first thing you're going to tell them after you welcome with so much energy? What did we talk about earlier that I got you guys to repeat? We're the #1 Nissan dealership in the nation. Doesn't matter, you're going to embody it. Whether or not it's true, it doesn't matter, it's going to happen, right? Is it going to happen? Are we going to be #1? Yeah. Yeah, we are. We're going to be #1. Exactly. Because why would we want to be #2? Why? No, none of us would, right? So this is part of your identity. The reason why most people lose in sales is because they lose their identity. And they don't remember why they even started in the first place, right? So you guys got to really think about, like, why did you start? Why did you get in the automotive industry? Was it to make 15 grand, 20 grand a month? Was it? Yeah? Is everybody here making 15, 20 grand a month? No, not everybody. I know. But you can, right? You can. And if you really start believing in yourself, like I was telling you with the story, with me, the only reason, and I'm telling you, I didn't know anything about sales. But I just had a good attitude and I had good work ethic. And I was willing to learn. We had Grant Cardone training on there too, so I was training on that every single morning. So that was part of it. So that's another thing. It's like you guys have access to the training now. Who here is plugged into the training yet? Did you guys get logins? They don't have access yet? We're gonna get that sorted. You guys are gonna have some training because, let me ask you guys this. What are 3 things, let's say, what are 3 things that some of the salespeople you feel like you're struggling with, or if you got better at, you would be able to sell more cars? Just shout it out, doesn't matter. Negotiating?
Finding the customer.
Finding customers, okay, like that. Well, I'm gonna write some of this down. Negotiating, finding customers. What else? Objections? Okay. I like that. Okay. So, all of this, okay, if you guys want to get better at this, you guys can thank God for this, because now, thanks to Eddie, you guys have access to this training. So it's a training portal. It's not me, it's Andy, okay? It's Andy Elliott. So I don't know if you guys know anything about him, but he was originally in the car industry for 23 years. He was selling, at one point, he got up to like 80 cars a month. And like, they called him Alcatraz. That's how good of a closer he is. Do you guys know what Alcatraz is?
Prison.
It's a prison in the middle of the ocean. So once you get there, you can't escape it, right? So think about it. Imagine you guys were that good that when your customers came in, like they're not going anywhere. There's just nowhere to go, right? And that's how I was operating, maybe not at Andy's level, because he's the GOAT. I'm not gonna disqualify that. That's why I moved from Canada. But imagine if you guys had that kind of conviction and confidence and skills, because it is a skill. I want to remind you guys, like maybe you're not where you want to be right now, but you can develop your skills. And that's the whole point of this, is to start getting you guys thinking about that. So once you get into the system and you start actually refining your skills, because if we're thinking about it like this, we're talking about objections. Okay, so how often are you practicing objections? Are you role playing? Are you studying them? Or are you just winging it when you're talking to a customer? See, just with the customer. That's what I mean. So you guys got to think about it like this. And the reason why I use the athlete analogy is because, so I used to box for like 5 years. Do you think that I would just show up to the boxing ring and just like start throwing punches? No, of course not. I had to practice everything. Practice my jab, practice my slips, practice my weave, practice my footwork, right? On a consistent basis. Then I would get in and then I would fight. I wouldn't just show up and then get a customer and then all of a sudden, like, think about it, guys, right? And it's like, sometimes it's a hard concept because people just show up and it's like, hey, this is just work. Like, that's fine. I mean, if you guys just want to show up and it's just work, that's cool. But some of you want to win at a high level. Honestly, I know some of you, and even if there's 2 of you here that are like, man, that's me, like, I want to be the best, then you're going to resonate with this. But if you don't want to be the best, then like, I get it. It's like you don't want to train, you don't want to get better, you don't want to improve. Sure, right? Chances are the way that Eddie's running this dealership with Nathan and everybody, the way this place is growing, like, you're probably going to get weeded out. That's just reality. Because I've seen how it was. When I was running my dealership, it's the same thing. If people don't want to grow, well, guess what? The environment is going to outgrow them. And then that's it, right? So this training, you're going to have access to this. Who's excited to actually have access to be able to fix those kind of things? Because think about this, okay? I want to use this objection. Let's say this objection thing for an example. How many deals do you feel like you missed this month just because you weren't skilled enough with objections? Just give me a random number, like a rough idea.
He's in finance, so it's a little different, but the total.
Well, still, no, you deal with finance, you're still dealing with objections all day.
How many warranties is it?
I don't know, I mean, let's say 6 or 7.
6 or 7, okay. And then what kind of, like, let's do the math on like what kind of commission are we making on, let's say you close 5 of them. 5 times like, well, let's say $2,000 profit minimum. And then if you're getting like, I don't know, what is it, 20% or something? Like, I don't want you to share everybody's pay plan, but let's just do the math. Okay, maybe it's $400 and you got 5 of them. So, I mean, I don't know if I know how to do math. What is that? $2,000? I mean, it's another extra $2,000 just for sharpening up your skills in one area, right? And that can add up to a lot of different things. And then for some of you guys, if you're only making $5,000 in a month, well, guess what? You get better at objection handling, you get better at negotiating, you get better at finding leads, right? Like Max wants to do. Then all of a sudden it's like but all you got to do is just get better at least one thing, right? Because if you think about it like this, like do an example. So like if you get 1% better, okay? Let's say somebody trains once a month, okay? So you get 12 times better in a year, right? If you just train once a month. Let's say somebody comes in here. Do you guys ever have people that come in here and do a little bit of training with you guys?
Jerry did there for a minute.
Okay, so like not that often, not that consistent. Okay, that's fair. So if they did, you would get 12 times better, right? But then if you did, let's say weekly and you got 1% better, how many weeks are in a year? 52? Okay, so you get 52 times better, okay? Now think about it like this. What if you guys were training every single day, even if it was for 15, 20 minutes? Do you think you would get a little bit better every day? Of course you would. You get at least 1% better, right? Think about that. So this person is 365 times better. It's such a big difference, right? But it's all about consistency. But that it all starts with you guys having the identity of being a top performer, if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, it's fine, right? Everybody has different goals and different aspirations of what kind of life they want to live. Some people are just comfortable and they're okay being comfortable. But some of you guys want to be top performers because I asked you guys and you raised your hand, right? So it's like you want to be the best. You don't want to just half-ass this. So I know we don't have a lot of time, but today is it's a kickoff because it's like you guys are going to have access to the training now. So everything that Eddie's doing with our team, like you guys are going to have access to this training. So those of you who actually plug in and take it serious, you're going to change everything. There's even a finance course in there too. When you get in there, you're going to be crushing it. Take some time to do it. Not while you're at work, but early in the morning, take 15, 20 minutes, start plugging into the training. Get better at the negotiating, get better at the finding customers, the objection handling. I can show you one thing, I don't have time today, but I can show you one thing that'll get you 20 leads a month. Easy. As long as you're okay using social media and you're not scared to. And you probably have been using it, just not the right way, right? So there's definitely ways, and that's part of it too, right? Like there's certain salespeople that will hunt for deals. That's the mentality that you want to have, is you're constantly hunting. And if you don't go hunt, guess what? You're not going to eat, right? So that's what we got to remember. How much time do we got anyways? I'm just curious.
We went a little over, but
Okay, because you guys got to get to selling, right? Yeah. We got to get to selling some cars. How many appointments did we got today? You got some appointments? Raise your hand if you got an appointment today. Okay, well, hey, guess what? There's going to be some walk-ins coming in, right? So what are we going to tell them after we, introduce ourselves and get them excited? Number one Nissan dealership in the nation. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Number one Infiniti in the nation, right? Ingrain it into your subconscious so that you start to really believe it. And then everybody's going to really understand when they come in. They're like, damn, I'm dealing with the right people. How many times do you guys have people that come in that are kind of standoffish? Jeez. Right? Because nobody likes car salespeople. But if you can learn how to break that down right away, and they actually like you because you like your life, you don't hate your life, then all of a sudden they open up and they actually want to deal with you. And then you have, what is the best feeling? The best feeling is, oh man, Denny, I wasn't even planning on buying a car today. And then they're shaking my hand and they're signing the deal. You know how good that feels, right? So that's where I want you guys to all be. But you gotta plug into the training. The training that you're gonna get access to, I know you don't have it yet. Once you get the logins, I'm telling you guys, plug in. And the few of you that really lock in on this stuff and take it serious, 15, 20 minutes, whatever, it's gonna change everything for you guys. And there's gonna be a separation. Watch, it's called separation season, okay? It's hot right now in Arizona, okay? But there's gonna be a separation this summer. In the next 2 to 3 months, I'm calling it. There's gonna be a few of you that lock into the training, take it serious, and 3 months from now, the guys who didn't, or girls, they're gonna be like, why are they doing so well? Well, it's because you didn't do anything. You didn't do shit, right? Excuse my potty mouth. But I'm just saying, if we take this serious, and I'm telling you, I've seen it, guys, with people, like even when I was in Canada, like somebody coming brand new from India, barely speaks English, and like because I trained them and they lock